it is time for a Mushoku Tensei review. And being probably I'm probably not the only English speaker now who's talking about this series, but I'm going to do my best to break it down as much as I can. Oh my goodness. The thing I love about the show is the things that they talk about now will come into effect later. Even it's just little things like where is this place at, or they bring up a certain person's name or race. It really shows how it comes into fruition later on throughout the story, whether it's through beginning, middle, and end. That's how well written the story is. Plus the lore and the culture of how they do things. Like there's tons of culture actually in this series. That's amazing how well written it out. Not a lot of series, let alone isekais, go that into depth with their worlds that they make. It's just, hey, we're in a European Western world and you're a Japanese person in that world and you're eating Japanese food, you're overpowered. But Mushoku Tensei set the bar high, real high, and not a lot of isekai were able to reach up there, let alone surpass it. So without further ado, let's get into the review. More like a breakdown, that's all it is. I just call it a review because that's what I call it. I don't like calling it analysis for some reason. So anyways, we start off with a flashback of the day Rudy has died in his previous world. This dude was cranking it, but you know what he was cranking it to. If you read the novels, he was cranking it to some lolly stuff. That's right, that's what he was doing. But not only that, it was on his parents' funeral. And instead of showing up to the funeral, he's doing this. I'm like, ah, boy, you got some issues. But that's the point of the entire show. We're seeing the perspective of a total down, scum, trashy degenerate rising up with his second chance. That's the point of his entire show. And I was reflecting on our actions as well. Now, anyways, dude's cranking it, but imagine you're just cranking it and someone interrupts you, man. Don't you just hate that? You're cranking someone, you knock on the door. Like, God damn it, I'm almost done. I'm almost done here, people. No. The people that came in, I believe, were his brothers and other relatives, and they came in and they decided to kick him out because they had up to here with him. You know, the guy didn't do anything but mooch off with the parents, wasn't very supportive, and he also did some other terrible things too. Well, I get into the topic of. It's actually one of my favorite chapters later on within the light novel series, the redundancy arc. Anyways, now he gets off, and then this is where um he meets those three teenagers, and that's when Truck Hun made his debut in the isekai genre. Truck Hun is swerving around, man, making his debut, swerving around, and he can barely make a sentence because he barely talked to anyone. He hadn't talked to anyone in years. And because of that, his body was able to say to like, oh, watch out. And then an accident happened, and you will not believe how important. Not only this is Truck Hun's first appearance and debut when it comes to killing people with trucks in terms of isekais, but this is also a very important moment within the entire series. Even when the series is over with, is how important this moment is. I know what you're saying, man. He just got hit by a truck and stuff, and he's isekai. What more does it have to do with it? Oh, you will be surprised how much important it has to do with it. It involves other timelines and other people, and even the two missing teenagers, because you remember in episode 1 where they said there's two missing teenagers. There's 3 of them, but 2 of them are missing and 1 is just there not realizing what happened. Rudy has got hit by a truck. He is dead. He was reborn into a new world. But what happened to those 2 teenagers? Oh my goodness, the importance. I want to tell you so badly. It's exhausting, but I'm not going to spoil you, my anime watchers. Now, my web novel watchers, you know what I'm talking about. Now, what else is there? Now, this goes up with him practicing with his doll magic, and he was pretty much having a flashback of what happened that day. But not only that, but his parents, man, his parents are in a very healthy relationship, man. They're in a big healthy relationship, man. You just hear them down the halls, man. I guess he's a kid. They think he's a kid, so they're just doing whatever they want. You know, there's no kids really gonna know what are mom and daddy doing. But anyways, as he was trying to do a little prank on the parents, but instead he's another awkward situation, and where they actually do it better than the manga did it. The manga, they rated T it. They rated T a lot of stuff that like the novels do, and it was just imagine this: your parents are doing it, your tutor is watching them, and you're watching her doing it herself. It's a weird situation, you know. You're walking down the alley and you see someone getting mugged, and you're like, oh my god, and then behind you, someone else is also stalking you, and you're like, oh my god. It's one of those situations. It was just wow. I am glad they are not holding back. I am glad Studio Buying they're they're well adapting this. So, anyways, Rudy is getting better at practicing magic and real good, and as he is also being taught the places and the history of this world, even the Serpent race, that the race of demons that have the red gem, the green hair, and where Roxy is also a demon as well, but she can go into further topic of what she is, how they're kind of related to the Serpent race, the race that was involved within um, the Laplace War. Now, Laplace, another name of great importance that I just can't say anything about just yet. Laplace, man, dude, if I ever did character lore stories on these characters, my goodness, I could just dive into Laplace and how I say he is. I'm not talking about Laplace. Uh, you just look it up yourself. You'll be surprised. Well, anyways, she was talking about it, and even then, Rudy is still just being Rudy. Is just doing the good old Master Roshi sneak peek, and even when he goes off, and he still is peeking at her, and he got a weird smile like hi, close the door. So he gets better at magic and studying, and he's still training with his father and his sword. But you don't realize he never wants to go outside. Heck, he barely wanted to leave the house at all. He was nervous just being in the yard. But thanks to Roxy, he's now, outside the yard and he's able to practice magic. But as far as he goes, he had a sense of trauma for his past in his high school. They didn't explain it well, but I guess they didn't need to, they just needed to show certain places. So, he was doing average at best. He wasn't trying. But, so when he went to a bad school and he was trying to stand up for himself, he got picked on, bullied, and they did terrible things to him to the point where he became traumatized, where he didn't want to go outside no more. He was afraid to trust people. Because everywhere he go, he felt like everyone was staring at him, judging him, from those terrible days. Like, oh, look at him. He's that guy of lipstick and stuff. And it really hurt his psyche a lot. So that's why he became in that state he became, and it was just sad how, some people on Twitter make fun of incels. He calling people incels and stuff, and you'd be surprised why people are incels in the first place. Like, they've already been beaten down already when they were in school, and now that they're adults, and you have these people seeing them like bad guys, but yet the reason why they are who they are is because of them being constantly being bullied all the time. So you're not making it any better, is what I'm saying. But I'm getting off topic here. Um, Now, they even have a great thing with the culture, even when it comes with the birthday. The birthdays are celebrated every 5th year, like it's in the anime. Age 5, 10, and 15. And After that, you don't get a birthday. I guess that's why they make birthdays really, really special in this world. You know, very rare for you to do it. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention from last episode is where um Zenith was praying to Millis, and no one else was really doing it. Because only she was doing it. The Millis thing, another form of religion that you can get yourself into to do with this world. Like I said, this world is rich with culture and religion and economy. It's crazy. Now, finally, we go to the graduation, where one of the most impactful and heartwarming moments in the entire series is Roxy encouraging Rudeus to take a step forward and give life a try. Despite Rudeus having the knowledge and the talent and skill, he couldn't go anywhere with it. What's the point of having all this stuff in the world and you can't go outside? What are you going to do with all this talent? Especially in a place back then where there's no internet. You can't do anything. You probably can find some way, but it's probably really difficult. So, with that being said, she took him outside and showed him that the world isn't so bad. Yes, the world is dangerous. It can be cruel and mean, but all at the same time, it can be good as well. It's entirely up to you on what to do with it. And that's one of the lessons that she was teaching him. Take that first step, to give life a try, another chance. And she was showing him how she was doing one of the most great spells that she can do, but she can only use it that one time. So he did the spell, he got the confidence to do it. And you can see it, on his face as first he was nervous, then he starts getting his confidence and he's just casting out, saying the words, and he's just showing how amazing he is at this talent. To the point where Roxy feels a bit overwhelmed, where she feels like she herself has been surpassed, where she don't even want him calling her master. And because of that, she decided it's time for her to go and to travel the world and become better at becoming a magician. Hey, I know if my student was surpassing me, I know like maybe I need to pick up my game too. Especially if I know I'll live longer than he will. Roxy being a demon, she will be able to live longer than most humans. Actually, a lot of humans. So that being said, she goes off trying the world to become better. And then she gives him the pendant that represents her homeland. And speaking of her homeland, it's more like a vast desert where nothing barely ever grows at all. So when she came to this town, she saw a nice, luscious field of grass and farmers and animals and stuff. It amazed her. She mostly travels around in terrible forests and dungeons and big towns and kingdoms, but to come to a little back of the boonies area, she was amazed and she found peace there. No, no spoilers, no spoilers. Getting into it. Now, even after that heartwarming thing, Rudy is still captured the holy artifact. And I love how the narrator, the voice of Rudy's inner thoughts was like, "Kunamasai." Oh my goodness, man. My boy Rudy just can't help himself. He is his father's son, after all. Oh my goodness, man. So that was episode 2. Um, I guess to wrap it off is I would say I really like the outro. You know, the outro shows Rudy is exploring, hanging out with the 3 important characters in the story, while at the same time, him being in this like window structure, having his hand out, is a perfect example of this entire series. He reaches his hand out and he's in the middle of the window. It's showing, you see him exploring all these places through snow and flowery fields, hanging out with friends in conflicts. All that can happen unless he goes outside. That's the entire point of that outro. And that is the entire point of this entire series. It's great, isn't it? Oh, man. I'm almost up. 15 minutes here, baby. But hey, what can I do, man? I love this series. This is my most favorite light novel series. Chibi has ReZero. I have this. And I was really hoping he would talk about it. I was kind of down, Everyone, I was even looking at his comic section. Everyone was like, dude, watch it. Talk about it. He's not talking about it. He talked about the spider one, which I'm glad he did, but he's not talking about this one. Come on, man. So anyway, this is like that first video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I can't wait for next week, because finally we get to see another important character to show up. Can't wait for you guys to see it, and she is my personal favorite of the three girls. My personal favorite. Everyone's all about Roxy. I'm all about her. So I'll catch you guys later. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrown on Anime. Signing out.